Hello and welcome to my home. Today we're going to do a July update and garden tour, and I'm going to talk to you about some things that have been happening in my garden, and I'll also show you a variety of vegetables that I've already harvested. But before we go there, I want to let you know that I also do other types of videos on my channel. I do product reviews, I do easy to prepare recipes, meditation videos, as well as other container garden videos where I show you how to grow a variety
Before we
of
go
vegetables.
outside, I want to give you a view of some of the things I've been harvesting from my garden. Here's the squash. I've gotten so much squash, it's amazing. Here's the cucumbers. I have towards the front of this plate the banana peppers, some cherry tomatoes, and some long purple eggplant in the back. So the only things I'm still waiting on to harvest is the pink-eyed purple whole peas. I got a couple of cantaloupe growing out there, and my large tomatoes. But look at that, that's a feast right there. So I'm hoping you're growing something, even if it's just one container or just a couple of containers. It's so satisfying to be able to go out and harvest in your garden. It's amazing. I mean, if you're a vegetarian, that's a vegetarian's delight right there. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, but I do love vegetables. Okay, let's go outside. Okay, we're outside and we're down on the patio section. And you're getting a look at some of my tomato plants. That's how big that one is compared to the size of my hand. And I do have some covers over some of my tomatoes. Now I got a lot of tomatoes and I don't have enough covers for all of them, but I'm putting them on as they get bigger. But again, I'm not going to have enough for all of them. These two are clustered together. There are some big ones. I'm trying to see which one this is. Okay, so this one is the Beef Master. And these are getting some big, beefy looking tomatoes. This is how big they are already. And they're not even starting to turn red yet. And I got quite a few of those. They're kind of like tucked all the way in there, here and there. Those are just some marigolds I have planted in there. And this is a squash. I have to tell you about my squash now. This squash plant right here had a little bit of an accident during the storm. Actually, it didn't have an accident. This big tomato plant right here, this is my Cherokee Purple. It fell over on top of it and it smashed up some of the leaves. But I see that it's sprouting up some new leaves. I think that's amazing. There's some more new leaves growing in there and it's still flowering. And then I have another squash plant behind it that looks like it might be on its last leg. I've been fighting a couple of things, some beetles and some of that powdery mildew, but it still has some flowers that you can see right there. So I've gotten a lot of squash. Again, this is my Cherokee Purple. It has tomatoes all over the place, down at the bottom, in the middle. I got some buds coming out at the top. Now this is one of my Better Boy tomato plants. The tomatoes are a little smaller. I had doubts about this one in the beginning, but it did manage to produce some tomatoes. Here's my other squash plant. Now this one's in a container. Let's see if I get a shot of that container. It's not really big enough for this plant, but it did produce and I've been getting squash. Here's some more squash coming. Give you a shot of that squash. More tomato plants. tomatoes. Here's one of my cucumber plants. Now, this cucumber plant has kind of wrapped itself around into the tomato cage, which is fine. They seem to be doing okay together. I do think the cucumbers have suffered from a lot of this heat. We've been having unusual heat and high humidity. I think our heat index made it feel like 102, 103 for almost a week, which is unheard of in our area. Another cucumber plant. I see a cucumber back there. Yep. Tomato plant. Now this is another big tomato plant. And I think this one's going to have, something that they call a cat face. When it's got that little deformity, it's not rotting, but it's just going to have a funny shape at the bottom. Here is one of my pepper plants. It's gotten really tall. Let me step back. And there's two in this pot. And here's the banana peppers still hanging in here. And I got a lot of blooms in the top. Now this is one of my cantaloupe plants. I have this trellis up on some tomato stakes. And I'm also using this fence to hold it up. And back here hiding, I have a cantaloupe that I have in one of those little hammocks that I made to keep it supported and not have so much stress on the vine. My cherry tomato plant, I've been getting so many cherry tomatoes off of this one plant. My other banana pepper plant. It looks like a Christmas tree, like with ornaments hanging down there. I need to get some of those off of there. Here's one of my eggplants. And I've been getting eggplants off all three of my eggplant plants. And there's some more buds on them. Here's a bigger eggplant right there. This is that mortgage lifter plant that I had told you guys about that started off really rough, but it is producing tomatoes. I'm going to have to tie that up right there. It kind of bent. I missed that one. That one I have to straighten out and tie up. My cucumber plant. Still got cucumbers on there. Still growing. Now this one, I had to give some more fertilizer to because the leaves were getting yellow. And I see some more leaves starting to sprout. So hopefully that took care of that problem. Here's a cucumber. Now these are my pink-eyed purple hull peas. And I'm excited about these because I think these are the same seeds that my grandma used to grow. And I've been looking for these seeds. And she used to refer to them as field peas. But the proper name again is pink-eye purple hull peas. Give you a close-up shot of one. Sorry for that background noise. We got some traffic going by. Here is my other squash plant. I think it might be able to produce a few more. I got some squash on there. I got some kind of like cascading off to the side. But I don't expect my squash plants to be, I'm not sure they're going to make it too much into August. But I'm going to start planting my fall season crop anyway, so that will free up some pots for me. Here's my other cucumber plant. And there's a cucumber. Okay, now we're going to go up. Oh, here's another cucumber down here. I got to come out here and pick some stuff. Okay, we're going to go up on the deck. So here is a view of everything down below from the deck. And let's take a look at the deck. I have my basil, some more marigolds, some tarragon that is starting to go to seed now. And I'm going to go ahead and let it go to seed. My other basil. More tomato plants. Both of these are Better Boy tomato plants. And there's some of the tomatoes. None of these are starting to ripen yet. Another cherry tomato. I've been getting cherry tomatoes off of this one as well. Another Better Boy tomatoes. Here's my other cantaloupe plant. And here's the cantaloupe. This is the bigger cantaloupe right here. And I got that in a hammock as well. Now this is an eggplant, but this is a big purple, globe purple eggplant. And that's starting to get blooms on it. Another tomato plant. This is a Better Boy. This one is kind of more in the shade, but it is starting to get tomatoes on it. And of course, another tomato plant. It also has tomatoes. This is like a really big tomato plant. I'll give you a shot of that tomato, how big that is between my two fingers. Unfortunately, the label has worn off on that one. I'm going to guess between two. Because it has that oval shape, it might be a Cherokee Purple, but it's so big, it might be a Beefmaster. So I'm not going to know until it starts to mature some more. This is my other cantaloupe plant. It has no cantaloupe, and I had issues with squash bugs. And I got the squash bugs to finally, I got most of those, but I think it set it back. So, it's blooming a little bit now, but I'm not sure I'm going to get a cantaloupe off of this one. This is a flower that I did not plant. I actually bought this at the outside the supermarket one day. Okay, if you like that video, hit the thumbs up like button and consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded a new video. That's it for now. Bye-bye.